just for the people that are at work right now and not able to jump on, the reason I wanted to train on the basics for a little bit are because really everything we do comes down to the basics. And one of the things that Alec Clark, our founder, has said to us is you got to get really comfortable being bored at the basics, but still loving it because we are not recreating the wheel. You don't become successful in this industry by constantly recreating things, all kinds of just, you don't. It is it is posting, it is reaching out, it is following up, and then it is retaining the customers that you have and keeping them on board, right? Especially with the new comp plan. How excited are you that you're going to get paid on people when they order their second month and third month? I mean, that's huge.
Right.
That is huge. We've never gotten that before. And more, right? Like before, we always just got the $20 when they joined, regardless of what they ordered. And I was looking, I had somebody join yesterday, and instead of the $20, the business building bonus I'm going to get is $58 from their first order. I was like, money wise, that's like signing 3 people. Like that is so exciting. Like our pay is about to really expand, and we need to be prepared to really take advantage of it. So it is, sharing, recruiting, retaining, and ranking up. And so really looking at, Gina, share with me something that maybe at one point you were scared to do and then you became really good at it.
Speaking to them, just the reaching out. Once I made that first reach out, it's easy. You always know what to say, but it's kind of like knocking on the door. What am I going to be met by on the other door that I've knocked, rung the doorbell or whatever? And, once it's opened and you see their faces when you're face to face with them, it just really breaks the ice. It's just that initial door knock.
Yeah, absolutely. And in real life, I mean, don't we have so many things like in our personal life that we didn't know how to do and we were totally okay to not be good at it until we got good at it? It could be an exercise class. It could be learning to drive a car. It's been a long time since any of us learned to drive a car, but we were not good. Like my 12-year-old swears he could drive right now because he plays his simulator game. I'm like, you couldn't actually. You wouldn't. You would actually suck at driving. But, right, we learn, if we're trying to ride a bike or when we're teaching our kids or our grandkids to ride a bike, when they fall down, we're not like, you know what? Maybe bike riding is not for you. You actually suck at bike riding because look, you just crashed. So let's sell the bike and let's try skateboarding, right? No, what do we say? We're like, okay, get back up. Let's go again. Okay, let me help you. All right. You only get better at riding a bike by what?
Riding the bike.
Riding the freaking bike. You don't get better at riding a bike by reading a book about riding a bike. You might gain some tips, right? You might, if you want to be a great bicycle rider, you might gain techniques by watching a YouTube, but you actually have to ride the bike.
You got to put it into action
to get better at the bike. So with this industry, first thing you have to do, you have to post, because here's the deal. What if I sold cupcakes, right? I used to sell cake pops. What if I sold cupcakes? But I never shared about my cupcakes ever on social media. There wasn't a picture of me baking. There wasn't a picture of my cupcakes. There wasn't a picture of my kids eating cupcakes. And all of a sudden I called you and I was like, I make the best cupcakes. Would you like to buy some? You're going to be like, when the hell did you start making cupcakes? I haven't
That's a pipe dream.
Yeah, you might be like, okay, well, it's only $6. I'll buy your cupcake. But what are you doing? You know why? Because I never told the world. And that's what this is, right? Like, unless you plan to be a door-to-door Plexus salesperson, where you are knocking on doors and asking people to let you in like the old Cutco knives people used to do. Unless you're planning to do that, this Your phone, your computer is your storefront. So if you are not sharing about Plexus every day, when you reach out to somebody, they literally are like, what? There's no congruency in that. And so even though it can be scary to post, or what do I post, or what are people going to think about my post, you got to just not care, because you have to post and start sharing your message so that when you reach out to people, they're like, I think something about that. Maybe also because the algorithm only lets about 8% of your friends see your post unless it got tons of traction. They probably didn't see your post. So when I have a big sale going on, I will post about it, and then I will send messages to people and go, hey, you probably did not see my post, right? I'm not going to make them feel bad, because if I say, hey, did you see my post? Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, shoot. Am I supposed to be paying attention to you? No, you are not supposed to be paying attention to me. You're not. But now I'm reaching out and I'm saying, hey, you probably didn't see my post, but we have this new thing going on, whether it's a new sale, whether it's the holiday pack, whether it's people switching to black cherry lime slim and not mixing it. Like if you're brand new, like Amanda, she doesn't need to reach out to people and go, hey, I know I told you that you could mix your slim, active, and hydrate together, but let's stop that. People are having better results by just drinking their slim by itself and then having their other things later. I have for years been telling people to mix their stuff together because it's just convenient. And now they're saying, listen, I have certain friends, they need to mix their stuff together or else they're never going to drink their stuff. Right? Because they're not about like, let me make this drink and let me make this drink and they're not. I'm going to be like, get it all together and get your benefits. But for somebody like me who works from home, I for sure can have my slim in the morning and my active later. For sure. Right? So that's a reason to follow up with people. But it's a numbers game, right? And so for Gina, you may have customers from a long time ago that you now have a reason to reach out to and say, hey, you probably didn't see my post. I don't even know if you posted about it. You may not have seen my post. You probably didn't. But people are having huge weight loss success with this black cherry slim with the spirulina in it, like they did the old slim that you ordered from me 7 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. It is, you now have a reason to reach out. For Amanda, her people have no idea she's doing this, right? We start with posting, but we immediately.
I actually thought about that too. I was like, they have no idea that I'm starting to dive in. However, I have mentioned to them on the side, like outside of mine and their group text, I have mentioned to them, I was like, so, I mean, I'm actually getting to the point where this company is a company that I want to work for because I took the time to wait and see what it did for me. Everybody's body is different, but that's why they offer so many different products for different things, because everybody's different. Everybody's hormones are different. Like me, I'm going, Christy, I'm going through the early menopause thing and I have to have pellets. Well, I also have a nutritionist, but Plexus is different than that. And the things that my nutritionist and my hormone therapist, the things that I need desperate help with, they can't help me with. And Plexus has helped me, but I had to take a good month. What was it? It was a month and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm trying newer products because the stuff that I tried has worked if I'm consistent. But if I do bad things like eat wrong or whatever, yeah, of course I'm gonna have to go back and start. But it's helped me through even whenever I'm acting up, shall I say, not doing the full blown do what you're told, But it's still better with Plexus, even when I mess up, than if I didn't at all. I would really be in trouble. That's whenever you reached out to me again and reminded me, and I was like, you know what? I'm so desperate right now. I'm so tired of spending so much money. I'm so tired of crying. I just basically want to sit in a corner like a rock. And then I did it, and I've been telling some of my friends about it, and you see how they're messaged, um, like they're kind of messaging, but they still haven't committed yet. So at least trying the product. So
Yeah, and
there's where I'm stuck. I'm like, well, what do I do?
but because they're watching to see if you're serious. Like
Yes, I thought
how
about
much
that. Yes.
how much does she really like this, or is she just trying to make a few bucks off of me?
Well, I
Because
feel like God's been telling me, you need to start posting, girl. What are you doing? Like you're drinking it, you're taking your white. Why don't you take pictures and stuff? And I used to love doing that. I don't know why I'm not doing that. I need to. You're right.
well, it's based in some kind of fear. And we have talked one-on-one about, needing this to be an income, needing this to be a business, not a, $200, but like an income, and it 100% can
Yes.
be.
Yes.
But it
Because
is,
I jumped out of my career in the car business. I'm done. Like
yeah,
I don't want to go back to the car business. Even though I had my fun, it was good. It's not anymore. And now I need to try something different. And yeah.
yeah. And so posting every day, you got to think like, is it worth posting to not have to go back to the business, right? You have everything is a choice. And if this doesn't take off and you maybe have to go back to the automotive industry, even though your fiance says that we're good, everything's good, but you want your own money, you want income, you want that comfort, which all of us and people watching this recording completely understand. We need the money coming in. And so it is a matter of, do I care what people think more than the money I need? Do I want to post more or go back to the automotive industry? Because if you're not posting, people literally, it's like you randomly reaching out, me being like, hey, do you want to buy some cupcakes? And you're like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing when you're thinking about Plexus because you're like, I don't know what people are going to think. Listen, people will find a reason to say something negative about you if they're that kind of person. And it may not be about Plexus. It may be people will, that's just those people. They will find a reason to judge, and they will judge. And then what I love so much about Plexus and about our team and about our community is because also what you find is the people who will cheer you on through the whole journey, who will have your back, who are like, you're amazing. Great job adding that customer. Great job making a post. The people once, and Gina can speak to this too, but the messages I get, like the messages I got from you, Amanda, when you started feeling better, like that was 100. I can't tell you how many times I reached out to you. I mean, I could go back and look at Facebook Messenger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of times that
Because
I
I get hit up. Well, the fact that I've been in sales for so long, I get hit up all the time. But also we had a mutual friend as well. So, but again, you proved it took a minute just because of previous experiences, but you proved your point. But you did it differently than what other people did. So that's another thing that made me trust more. And you were consistent.
yeah,
Yeah.
I keep lists of everybody that I've reached out to, and I keep notes about
And
why
you
I
didn't
reached
drive
out.
me crazy either. You gave me a little time to think.
I try.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. No, and I appreciate that because I think you sharing that is good for people who might watch this, or Gina who's reached out to other people, to know that I reached out to Amanda many, many times. And she shared, I finally got to the point where I was like sick and tired of feeling this way, and everything else I tried hadn't worked. So I might as well try this. And I've shared this with you guys when I train you. You just don't have a clue. Just because somebody said no last month or 2 months ago, you have so much can change in 8 weeks. So much
Right.
can change in a month, in 8 weeks. And if you're like, well, they said no once, you have no idea. And so continuing to
That's the deal.
follow up with love, because you don't know. I mean, I would not have known by Amanda's posts that anything had changed. I just consistently reached out, checked in, whatever. And so here's the deal. it's a numbers game. Any kind of sales job, no matter what you do, what you sell, whatever widget you sell, it's a numbers game. How many people do I need to reach out to? How many posts do I need to make to get X number of sales? Right? And when you know, and you can work backwards. So I know, Gina, I would guess you're probably in that 75 to 90 point range for Leaders Retreat. I
I'm
would
thinking probably so.
based on your consistency credits and whatnot, probably in that range, especially because we had double credits last month. So when I mapped out somebody on our team who's at 90 points, you know, this is exactly what you need to do to earn the trip to the Dominican Republic. And it was add 7 new customers at 100, you know, in that $100 range, and then add 3 at the 150 range. Now, I mapped hers out assuming nobody on her team is going to be working, right? Because you get credits for your level 1s working, but if you don't have anybody working on your team, I'm not going to map that in and say, and make that part of it. That's going to be a bonus, right? Let's call that your $400 spending cash if somebody goes to work, right? So if I tell you, hey, you know, Amanda, you need to add 10 new customers this month. And if you do that, you are 100% on track to earn the trip to Dominican Republic. Let's also not talk about how much money you're going to make by adding 10 customers. But for me, I know, okay, I need to reach out to probably, if I need to add 10 customers, I probably need to reach out at about 100 to about 100 people, whether it's people I've reached out in the past or new people, you know, because it's kind of, for me, my ratio is about 1 to 10. For Deanna Bishop, hers is 1 to 1. It's the stupidest thing ever. She didn't post Plexus for like 5 months, and she posted on the 29th, and she signed 3 people between the 29th and the 30th. She does it every time. I'm like, do you know what would happen if you posted every day and called people? What would happen? Oh, you'd be a diamond. Okay. She and I have those conversations because we've been best friends for 35 years, right? But I'm like, oh, to be so lucky that people value what you have to say so much that every time you make a post, you sign a new ambassador. I am not that lucky. So you know what I do every day? I post every single day, and I reach out to some people every single day and follow up. And the post can be anything. Amanda, I think I shared this with you, but I'm not sure. But stealing other people's posts is 100% acceptable. We all do it. You want to change, like if
Until you find your knack and how you want to word it yourself, and you really learn how to the
Well,
product
no,
really, really well.
I am 9 years in and read Plexus posts that I think are fantastic, and I steal them. If it starts with, hey, y'all, I'm going to change that because I don't start anything with, hey, y'all. If it has 400 emojis,
I do.
and so you would start that way. If it has 400 emojis, you know I didn't even edit it because I don't use emojis. I use the pink heart with the yellow ribbon. So if you see a post that I have done and it's got 50 emojis, I probably didn't even read the whole thing. I probably just thought it was pretty good at the beginning and stole it. Copy, add my own picture every single time. Deanna, emojis. Well, when she posts, emojis. When she texts, emojis. And people know. Here's the thing, people know how you post. Like, for instance, we were out one night a few years ago, and my best friend at the time took my phone and she sent Rob a text because he hadn't arrived yet. And we were wondering where it was anyway. She sent him a text. I didn't even read it. Then she handed me my phone back. We're carrying on. I didn't read it. It didn't matter. And the text he sent back was, who has your phone? And so I looked, I was like, what did you say? I looked, it had like 4 emojis on it. I was like, Brandy, I don't emoji. She's like, how do you know it's in emojis? I'm like, have you never noticed? I don't, like, my husband knew from the text message that it wasn't me, even though it was only like 10 words, because it was like 5 words and 5 emojis. Your people know that. So if you typically make posts with emojis and you see a post I make, drop your emojis in the darn thing and make it look like it's yours. Because mine probably has a pink heart with a yellow ribbon at the very end of it. That's about the extent of my emoji action. Oh, I do the fingers a lot. Like this is a point. This is a point. This is a point. But
I mean, it's basically like taking somebody's idea, making it your own. You know, somebody's that's obviously they're like, hey, yeah, please use this. I want to help you because, you know, you want to do more than just try to make money. You want to help each other. But yeah, I get it for sure.
we have a real one plexus mentality, and it is share the post, take the post. I'm pretty sure I did a post in Gold Diggers where I shared some of the top earners right now and suggested that you guys go look at them and see what they're posting and how they're posting and use their posts. Here's the kind of mindset thing too that is genius. When it's not your words, it doesn't hurt your feelings if people don't like it. Right? Like if I made homemade cookies and I brought them to you and you thought they were yuck, I'd be like, oh. If I bought homemade cookies at Publix, not homemade, if I bought cookies at Publix made in their deli and I brought them to you and you're like, ew, I don't care. Guess what I did? I paid $4.99. I got no heart in that. It's kind of a mindset thing that you seldom think about. But when you take somebody else's something and use it, if somebody doesn't like it, you're like, that was Christy's. Right? So do I come up with a ton of posts on my own? All the time. But Plexus posts are recycled over and over and over from all kinds of people. And so really posting every single day. At the end of last month, I had my goal was to end last month with 610 Leaders Retreat credits. And so I'm a big fan of you know this, affirmations and motivation and focus. And that's how I reach all of my goals. So Gina, you knew this, we talked about this, but I got my dry erase board right here and it had 610 points and I updated it every day. I need to change this today, but my screensaver was 610 credits and then what I needed to do it. And with 3 days left, I was like 300 points away. And I was like, that's no, I said I was getting 610. If you go back and scroll through my personal page the last 3 days of the month, I bet there's 15 Plexus posts.
Really? That made that big of a difference?
With no shame. You know why I have no shame? Because I all the time am posting my kids sitting at the kitchen table not wanting to do his homeschool. I all the time am posting about this stupid dog dragging me around the neighborhood. I for sure all the time am posting about how ridiculous my husband is. Right? And so, and motivation. And because I know that my page is full of value that has nothing to do with Plexus, when it's game on, it's game on. And I am sharing the bejesus. What can I share? How can I share it? What do I need to say? And do you know how many Leaders Retreat credits I ended at?
Probably more than 610.
Exactly 610. And you know what it got me thinking? What if I had put a bigger number up there? What if I had been visualizing a bigger number? Would I have already earned it? I don't know. I'm happy to be halfway there in the first month.
Is there a chart on the credits still? Because I've been wanting to ask you this and I forgot, so I figured I'd ask you now, or I'm gonna forget again.
What was your question? Something about a chart.
Chart on like the credits, like if you were to add, you know, like adding one customer, it's this many credits. If they purchase however amount, you know, you get this amount of credits, and then. Or is it like, okay, for the month you add this many customers, this is how many credits you're gonna get? So I wasn't sure if there was like a chart, something like that to kind of go off of.
there is, and hold on, let me share my screen. All right, Amanda, where I am, when you are logged into your page, you can access it'll show you your Leaders Retreat credits. And then underneath it, it says also you can go to promotions events on the left-hand side and click on Leaders Retreat. Or in the search bar, hit Leaders Retreat, and you're going to scroll down.
And this is on on my back office app
Uh-huh.
or my ordering.
Yep.
I guess I haven't.
Access Worldwide. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
so
I haven't seen this.
here, I'll back into it. So here is, Gina, it says 586 because I have 4 people who were swapping over and moving, and it comes right out to 610. I didn't want you to think I was lying. So when you log in,
Oh, yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. I'll be honest with you.
No
people to think I'm lying.
No, I'm sitting here. I'm focusing on the learning part of it.
Yeah.
But I know there are some people out there like, she said this.
I know, and I think it might. One more person is switching over, and I think that might put it over 610. But so this is your dashboard. When you log in, you click on my dashboard, and then this is Leaders Retreat, and it shows how many points you have, how many people you've joined, and then right here it says contest rules, and you're going to scroll down.
Okay.
And on why is it not clicking? Okay. So here is how many points you earn. So, or credits. So when one person joins, just to make sense of it, when somebody joins and orders $100 between 100 and 149, you get 15 credits. When they order 150 or more, you get 25 credits. And then if you add somebody and they start adding people, that's where you're looking at these credits. But that's not where you are, Amanda, yet. That would be if somebody wanted to work. So 15 or 25 credits when they enroll. And then when they order the next month, then you get 7 credits if they order 60 to 99, 15, 100 to 149, and 25. So right now during this contest, anytime you can get people above 150, not only is it great, I'm going to do the math, not only is it great for your Leaders Retreat credits, but it also is going to be, even if they hit the baseline of 150, now you're getting $30 for your business building bonus when they order on top of others.
Every time they order, like is the credits added, or how does that?
For Leaders Retreat through the end of the contest.
Okay.
That's what. And then commissions, the way it works is you get 20% the first month they order, and then 5% on month 2 and 5% on month 3 of anything they order. So let's say they order 150 in their first month and they fall in love with stuff and they're like, I want my husband to try it. And so then they order 300, you're going to make 5% of the 300. So it's just 5% whatever their second order is and third order.
So what if they're like me and they order more than once a month? Like
I'm
like more like 2 or 3 times in September, I think is what I ordered.
Yep, it'll all be added together.
Oh, okay. So
let's say their initial order was if their initial order was $75 and then they ordered twice more and it ended up going above 150, your credits would keep going up with each additional order they placed.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And then you get rank up credits. And this, Amanda, is where it becomes really golden and much easier for somebody like you who's brand new, because you can really easy rank up to silver. This is 3 new customers at $100 or more. And now you've got 50 credits. Senior silver is 10 customers at $100 or more. And now you've got 60 credits. So let's say this month, Amanda, you went gangbusters and you got 10 customers, which is totally doable. I mean, I've been doing this for 9 years and I got 5 customers last month. So I feel like if you're brand new, 10 customers is totally doable. But you would get 110 credits just for adding 10 customers. I mean, that's ranking up is really, really huge. And then like Gina, you have, and then Amanda, let's say you hit senior silver this month, and then the next month you hold senior silver, you'd get 20 credits. But then if you ranked up to gold, which is 20 customers total, now you got another 70. So ranking up is huge when it comes
Is-
to earning the credits.
Is it credits towards your products, like towards your account to order products, or is it credits as far as
this
like
is-
making money?
These credits have nothing to do with money or products. These credits are just to earn the trip to the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
This is just a
okay. I'm
contest.
sorry.
No,
I
you're okay.
apologize.
This is just a contest that runs through December.
Okay, I'm doing stuff around the house while I'm talking to y'all. That's why I have you on my my little
okay.
picture instead of my face.
You're okay.
So-
So if you get 1,250 credits by December 31st, then you earn a trip for 2 to the Dominican Republic at an all-inclusive resort.
Okay, okay.
So, but that's where you would find that. So at the end of the day, still post, borrow post, make up post. It doesn't have to be big, long. It could, like, I think my post yesterday was like a picture with my pink drink, basically saying 9 years in, still drinking it every day. Like, it
I
will
remember that
capture,
one.
it'll capture curiosity. Sometimes you might want to put lots of info, but in my experience, people don't read lots of info. There's not as many science geeks out there as the science geeks would like to think. It's mostly people like us who are like, oh, I could have more energy and poop better? Sign me up. That's all it takes. People want to sleep better. They want to have more energy. They want to not take a nap. They want to poop better. And they want to lose weight. And we can help people with all of that, but only if they know. And they will only know if you post every day. Because it's like having your storefront open and the lights are on. And then following up with people, reaching out to people. Hey, I don't know if you saw my post, but, or, hey, you probably didn't see my post, but, this is going on. Any questions? And also, Gina, when you asked if that made such a big difference, posting like a mad woman, like as if my life depended on going to the Dominican Republic. Yes. Yeah. Post daylights out of things. Like, I think I've had 2 people in 9 years reach out to me that are like, I just can't. I gotta unfollow you. And I'm like, cool. Okay. Like, I could stop posting if you would like to pay my bills,
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
but I don't know anybody who wants to do that.
I mean, I have people. I have a lot of people on my social media, and there's stuff that I see. They're not even selling anything. I mean, I'm telling you, there's stuff that I'm just like, they're not a bad person, but their posting's driving me crazy because sometimes they do go a little overboard and make it a little too much. It's like, can you space it out just a little bit or not make it so dramatic, but I don't unfriend them. I'm not ugly to them. I just keep scrolling. Or if you really don't want to see them, but all the time, but you don't want to unfriend them, I just hit unfollow. So that way I'm not seeing them every 5 minutes. And and then eventually I'm going to miss them and be like, oh, how's she doing?
You
I see her in a picture,
you can just mute them for 30 days, but also if you are adding value to people, that's all that matters. And lots of times I am adding value through my Plexus post. There are things that people don't know that they learn from, a Plexus post. So just add value, give people a reason to want to come to your page, right? Like,
well, what was it? 4 people, 5 people? They saw me just with the pink drink thing, and then with me out there working out on my garden out there, or they hit me up the same day immediately. They're like, okay, what's up with this pink drink?
And everybody's not going to order right away. But
right.
If you continue to drip every single day on people, they will. They will. Especially if your page is a great page to go to. Like, don't go to my mom's page. All my mom does, I swear, all she does all day, I think, is sit in her recliner and share other people's posts. And tag me in half of them. I'm like, I can't tell you how many posts a day I hit hide because she tags me in it and wants it to go on my page. And I'm like, nobody got time for you to share recipes on my page. Nobody is going to Christy Barclay for recipes. I can guarantee it. Right? So her page adds no value. All she does is share other people's things. But my page, pop on there. You're going to see something funny. You're going to see something motivating. You're going to see, whatever. And that's why at the end of the month, when I went bonkers because I was so far away from my goal, I was like, okay, here we go. And I worked it into what was going on. But so posting, reaching out, my number one tip, if you're new to reaching out to people, is write everybody's name down because you will forget. And in 2 months, when you're like, oh, we got this huge sale, who should I reach out to? You go back and you're like, I haven't sent Susie anything in a couple months. Let me reach back out to her and see if she might be interested in now. Like when you've been in this for a long time, you reach out to lots of people that you have forgotten you reached out to. It just is the name of the game. Hopefully, if you're reaching out to enough people, you have forgotten who you've reached out to. But if you have a list, that list you go to and you can send quick messages to people about a sale or about a new product or about the holiday line or whatever. If you have a list, what you want to do is take away the effort because the effort can be paralyzing. Like, who should I reach out to today? I like to make my list of who I like to make my list of who I'm going to reach out to when I'm not actually reaching out. So that when it's time to reach out, I'm like, oh, I forgot I was going to, I might see Susie make a post about migraines. I may not reach out to Susie right now, but I've added her name to a list and it says Susie migraines. And then when I sit down and focus, then I send Susie a message, right? Because I can help her with migraines. Any questions?
You're 100% guarantee, and I know it's when you put your goals in front of you, I understand that, because I know that what we see is what we go to. And when you say it, it's like it's 100% guaranteed that that's going to happen.
Mhm.
I don't want to say this in a negative way because what you say comes to pass. What am I missing when I don't get that 100% guarantee?
When you don't hit that goal that you put in front of you?
Yes, maybe I don't put it in front of me enough. Maybe I'm skeptical. Maybe I'm thinking maybe it's my thoughts. But I do know that if something doesn't change, and I know that change comes from me, things are going to stay the same and they don't look good the same.
You don't want them to stay the same? So for me, would I have been disappointed if I ended at like 500 credits? No, because it's still 500 credits towards a 1250 contest. And I know, it's in the bag. Like for sure, I'm going to get 700 more credits over 3 months.
That's the confidence I don't have.
Yes. And part of it I'm not going to lie, part of it comes from the fact that I've never not earned a leaders retreat contest. And by God, they keep changing these darn rules. And I swear it gets harder and harder every contest, but I've never not gotten one. And so I believe 1 gazillion% that I will earn leaders retreat contest. It also means I have to work harder than maybe I did when there's not a contest. For instance, I don't work very hard for convention contest prizes. I don't know why. I just never have. But Leaders Retreat is just something that I've never been willing to sacrifice on. I'm always there. So part of it is belief through action because I've always gotten it. But also, I think it's very much about knowing how much progress you're going to make in getting there. But it is literally that number 610 looked me in the face every single time I picked up my phone. You can't see it, but it says September 610 Leaders Retreat goals right there.
Right.
So every time I picked up my phone, it said 610, and it just says, it says how. It says enroll 5 at $100. I did. It said enroll 9 level 2s, which I got pretty close to. Like I actually mapped it out and looked at it. So it wasn't a random 610, right? Because 610 doesn't mean anything. 610, if you opened your bank app right now and it said 610, you might be like, holy crap, how are we going to pay the mortgage this month? We only have $610, right? It's just a number. If you got a card from an anonymous person today and it was like a check made out to you for $610, you'll be like, this is fun. What am I going to do with this? Now $610 that you didn't expect is great. 610 in Leaders Retreat credits, 610 is just a number 610, except for I completely mapped out what it was going to take to hit 610. And I looked at it every single day. So when I had only added 2, I had added 2 at the beginning of the month. And I knew because I looked at it, I didn't have to think about it. 0 thinking required when I put it on my home screen. And the top thing on there that I could see, even when the apps were open, was enroll 5 level 1s. And so when I had 3 days left and I was like, I'm supposed to enroll 5 this month. Do you know what I did? I went to work. So it was, the visualization had come so second nature of knowing what I needed to get that goal, because it's hard to reach a goal if you don't know exactly what to do to get there. That's like when somebody shared with me, hey, can you help me map out Leaders Retreat? And I'm able to go, I can plug it all into my Excel sheet and I go, okay, you need to add 7 people at this amount, and you need to add 3 people at this amount, and you need to do that for 3 months in a row. We'll adjust it as you go. But now they know, what do I have to do it? And if I told you, Gina, hey, I need you to add 7 and then 3 over 150, are you now, if you want that, going to work much harder than you did last month? If you really want it? Because
Yes.
part of the goal achievement and visualization is putting in the effort that it takes.
Can I tell you that it seems I don't know the effort, that I don't know what it takes? And
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot when I say that.
Don't feel
But
like
that's how I feel, because what I'm doing, the results aren't there.
yeah.
I don't know I need to do more. And I've expressed that before, but I don't know that I really know what it is that I need to work on. That sounds dumb. And if I'm not going to make it because of that dumb remark, that's okay.
No, I don't think that. Here is what I would suggest. Do this or don't do this. I'm going to put it on the table, and it's totally up to you if you want to take advantage of it. But if you would like, send me some screenshots of messages that you're sending out and communication. Instead of just reaching out to me and go, hey, what should I say about this? Send me screenshots. If you're open to constructive criticism,
I am.
constructive help, then send me screenshots of what you're sending, and we may just need to tweak some words in your messaging. Because sometimes it's just a change of a few words.
Okay.
And you may be messaging the right people, but there could be something, typically it's something in the way that the message is being expressed. And I am happy to look at yours and say, hey, what if we tweaked this? What if we changed your verbiage a little bit here? What if we did this and tried it this way?
Okay.
Well, sometimes you can over explain too, and sometimes that scares people off, because I've done that myself, just in the being in the car business and being in sales. It's like, Okay, shut up, Amanda. Just say your point. That way it's not overwhelming, you know. You gotta leave them guessing somewhat, but that's in the sales side. Again, you've obviously been in Plexus longer than me, but I'm just saying.
But you've been
No,
in
but
such
I'm
a long
not the
time.
salesman you are.
And you're right. And we call it, I call it verbal diarrhea, where somebody asks you, and I've trained before in that,
we
but
say it here too.
somebody asks you a question, and 15 minutes later, somebody says, "What is Plexus?" And 15 minutes later, you're still talking. You lost them after the first 60 seconds. Like
Right.
that's not a
Right.
conversation. That's a monologue,
That's
right?
right.
We don't do monologues. We do curiosity. We ask questions to the people to find out how to help them. But it could literally, Gina, just be like some shifting in words. And it could be, I would love for you for a few days to share some of your messaging screenshots or past messages, share screenshots with me for me to look at. And then also keep a good list of how many messages you're sending and reaching out to people, because it might just be that you're not messaging enough people.
Okay.
Well, I know that's my problem.
Correct. But you're just getting started. And I think once you start posting is going to be a game changer. Amanda, I think once you start posting, it's going to be a total game changer.
Do you find posting on your main page, like on the main
Indeed.
the main feed, sorry, versus posting on the I mean, of course you want to do both, but posting on your story, because on your story it only lasts for what, 24 hours?
24 hours. So on Facebook, it's got to go on your feed. It can go on both, like randomly throughout the day, like drinking my big drink, having so much energy, like a quick pop into your story. But on your Facebook page, that's like your storefront, and it's got to be posted in your feed every day. Instagram, it goes in your stories. Two totally different algorithms, two totally different ways that they work. Total pain
Well,
in the
I have mine joined in. The pictures will show if I post from Instagram. So that way, because you have to post from Instagram to get your web address
Yes.
So if I post from Instagram, it'll go on my story and my main feed. If I just post on Facebook, because I have them joined, only the pictures will show on my Instagram, but everything else will show on my.
Can I tell you something that you might not want to hear, because that is very convenient? When you post it on Instagram and it feeds into Facebook, Facebook hides it so that your people don't see it.
Are you serious?
It's part of the algorithm. It has to be an independent post.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So-
Well, that's
so-
good to know.
So turn that off immediately. Even if
Okay.
you're going to do that, and if you're going to do the same content, put a different picture. Like if
Okay.
if you want the caption to be the same, your pictures need to be different, because if you have some of the same followers on both, if they've already seen the picture on Facebook, they scroll quickly past it on Instagram because they've already seen that picture and they assume they've already read the caption because they saw it
Makes
on.
complete sense.
Okay. So even if you're going to say the same thing, you can do that, but it should be two totally different pictures on Instagram and Facebook, or else people fly right past it. But anything that goes from any other feed into Facebook, if it has the TikTok logo on it, Facebook will hide it. They're that smart. Okay. So anything coming from another platform onto your Facebook feed gets hidden and your people don't see it. So it has to be a separate post.
Okay.
So when you're not building a business online, it doesn't matter. But you are now building a business online, and so it's just one of those things that matters. Again, my husband's like, "Why do you know so much about social media?" And I'm like, "Because that's where I make a living." Do I love it? No, I would love to be that mom that posts randomly and writes stupid crap. I don't get to do that, because anything I post is potentially for, not only am I a representation of everybody on my team, but I am a representation of potential people when they're deciding where they might want to make extra money. They're either attracted to the way I speak, share, interact, or they're not, right? And I'm a big fan of, I'm a lot and I'm not for everybody. But for the people like me who are also a lot, who dig deep into that, like those are the people I want in my circle, and they're going to know who I am and be attracted to me because they're similar. Right. And so it's just social media is a huge blessing. Never in the history of the world have people been able to market for free. It's genius. It's beautiful. Social selling is remarkable, and I love every bit of it, but you just have to
You gotta
Figure
know,
it out. Figure out what works.
there's a lot of nuances there.
there's a lot of nuances, and I just try to keep up with all of them so that people on my team don't have to. I would rather you spend your time reaching out and me sharing any new updates or any new changes than, spend all your time learning what's changed this month. Last year I was telling everybody you had to make reels every day. Now I'm like, it needs to rotate. Reels, carousels, quote cards, Instagram's a funny thing, but it's
Well, the
useful.
one thing that I had to learn myself is the one thing that always the one thing that always changes, or that never changes. Sorry. The one thing that never changes is change. There's
Absolutely.
always change. And it took me years to figure that out. But now I'm like, you know what? In 5 minutes, something could get depending, when anything that you're doing, you can get a email or a phone call that something happened or something changed and you need to do it this way now. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Absolutely. The other thing that I think is important, just as we end this call, is knowing who you are and making your brand and your message around what you are passionate about and what you love. You never want to be like Plexus Amanda, right? Because one day you may find something that's way better that you love way more than Plexus. And if you've built your whole persona on, I am Plexus, people will be like, you know what I'm saying? So I really think it's important to know, hey, who am I? What are my values? What's important to me? And what do I want to share with the world on a daily basis? And, I want to share with the world gut health. I want to share with the world helping moms make money. I want to share, with the world happiness and success tips and tips on not giving up. Also, if I learn anything new that helps me with my 12-year-old son who has all kinds of learning differences, you know what I'm going to do? Share them. You know how much money I make? Zero. So for those people who are like, you're just trying to make money off me. No, it's cool that I get to. You also get to feel 1,000,000% better when I make $30 off of you. So I feel like that's a win-win. I feel like, So any other questions? Gina, you just send me your stuff and we'll kind of do a deep dive into it and see if there are tweaks that we can make. Because I know, you are on the trainings, you dig in, you're trying hard. And so let's see if we can figure out maybe what the missing piece is to plug it in.
Okay.
And Amanda, you just freaking start posting and you're going to go gangbusters.
Okay. I know for sure that that's my issue. And, I know I get, me, I'm all over the place. So I get caught up in stuff all the time. However, it's like, if I'm standing there doing it, why don't I just take a quick picture or just do a quick post real quick or record it then? And then when I have time later on in the day, I'll record it. They don't know what time I'm doing it. So I hear my brain go 90 to nothing. It's like, what are you doing? I'm being lazy.
You're finding other things to do. But if you put into your mind, hey, this is really important because I don't want to go back into the car business, your brain will figure out a time to make posts.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
I guess because I've been so trained for so long one way, and now it's like, okay, well, you chose that you want a new career, new life, and you want to be happier. So do you, and quit being stuck in your old ways. Again, change.
It looks different to work from home and make your own hours and figure out how to get things done when nobody's.
I think that's my problem.
It is. It's a real transition to not have somebody know where you're going and what calls you're making and what your sales look like. Like This is kind of you got to do it. Like, I'm here to hold your hand and help you, but at the end of the day, I can't make you post. I can't make you reach out to somebody. It has to be up to you. And that's kind of the beauty of this, because the more you do, the more you earn. But also, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, which is hard for some people when they're just getting going because you're not in the habit of it yet. But
Right,
the
right.
freedom of this career is pretty remarkable. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Well, I see how happy you are, and I see what it's done for you. I mean, I've been watching you. It took me longer, yes, but it's like I want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
And
had to
imagine,
be tired in what I was doing,
yeah,
and because there's no way I could have made time for it, but my brain and everything I had going on in my life, I didn't have room for it. So now when I decided, okay, I need a change in my life, I still waited, and then I tried, and then I saw what it did for me, because I'm one of those people. I'm going to only, it's me. This is just me though. Not everybody's me, but if it works for me, knowing, and people know that I've been through hell and back with my body and hormones and everything in life. And if something's working for me and they see that it's working for me, I know they're going to do it.
100%. Put it out there, girl. Gina,
Not
did you have
everybody, but a lot of
but
people.
a lot,
Yeah.
a lot. Gina, did you
Yeah.
have one last question? I saw you.
Did
raise your
you put me on the video, on that video list that you had in Gold Diggers?
I don't know, but I'll go look for it and tag you in case you didn't see it. I did it last week or the week before for some of my new people to look at and follow those people to make sure to get posting ideas. That's why I put it in there.
Like you posted it 2 days ago is what I was talking about.
Oh, I've been posting that belief series. Make
Yes.
a new video every day. I haven't done one yet for today, but I need to.
Is it on Gold Diggers? I didn't see it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go back.
Yes, the one from yesterday is. But I'll tag you.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Thank you for jumping on here.
Well,
And
thank you.
we're gonna do
It was
awesome
nice
things.
meeting you as well. Sorry, I'm Chatty Cathy.
That's
We love
okay.
it. We
Nice
love
to
it.
meet you.
Awesome. Okay, talk to you guys soon.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Bye.